Please remain standing, and I ask the rest of the audience to stand for the national anthem, played by the Portland Brass. Please be seated. Bonjour et bienvenue. Hello and welcome to the University of New England College of Pharmacy hooding ceremony. I'm Jean Woodward. I'm the Associate Dean of Student Services at the College of Pharmacy. It's definitely an honor for me to stand before you this afternoon as we come together to celebrate and recognize a significant milestone in the lives of our students, of the College of Pharmacy, and of the University of New England. The hooding of the Doctor of Pharmacy candidates in the class of 2019 is a very special event. Audience, please hold your applause as I introduce the platform party, who will stand when announced. Dr. Robert McCarthy, Dean of the College of Pharmacy and Professor of Social and Administrative Pharmacy. Dr. Joseph DiPiero, Dean, Professor, and Archie O. Macaulay Endowed Chair, Virginia Commonwealth University School of Pharmacy. Our keynote speaker, and editor of Pharmacotherapy, a pathophysiological approach. I would say, virtually every pharmacy students in the United States is familiar with this text. We have Dr. Joshua Hamilton, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, the University of New England. We have Dr. Wallace Marsh, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Associate Clinical Professor of Social and Administrative Pharmacy at the College of Pharmacy. And then we have Mr. Mason Skip Irving III, a member of the UNE Board of Trustees, who we are happy to say is also a pharmacist. It's also my pleasure to recognize a few distinguished guests who are with us for today's ceremony. We have Cicely DiPiero, pharmacist, who's our keynote speaker's wife. We have Maureen McCarthy, who's also a pharmacist, who's Dean McCarthy's wife. We have Richard Andrew Blake from the National Community Pharmacists Association. Welcome. We have Amber Windler, Associate Director of Graduate and Alumni Online. And other members of the UNE community, donors, members of the Dean's Advisory Council, preceptors, friends of the College of Pharmacy. We'd also like to extend a very special thank you to our guest hooders. Members of our graduating class have selected alumni and preceptors to hood them. We are grateful, these pharmacists, for making the trip and making the effort to be here. On behalf of our graduates, faculty, and professional staff, I thank you all for being here today and for all you do. It's now my pleasure to ask Provost Hamilton to say a few words. Provost Hamilton.
Thank you, Dr. Woodward. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the University of New England and to this graduation ceremony. It's my pleasure to join you on this special day when we celebrate the accomplishments of our 2019 College of Pharmacy graduates. First, I'd like to offer a special welcome to the family and friends of our graduates in attendance. I know many of you have traveled great distances to join us, and many of you have made significant sacrifices along the way to help your aspiring pharmacists succeed. So thank you on both counts. Second, I'd like to extend my appreciation to our featured speaker today, Dr. Joseph DiPiero, Dean of the Virginia Commonwealth University School of Pharmacy. Thank you for joining us and sharing your wisdom and your really big book. Third but not least, I welcome the women and men who have now completed the University of New England's Doctor of Pharmacy program and stand on the cusp of heading out into the field to do the important work you've spent the last 4 years preparing for. Let's congratulate them. Graduates, I'm very proud of you. I'm not a pharmacist, but I am a pharmacologist, and I did research and teaching at the medical school where I worked on development of new drugs for cancer and cystic fibrosis. For those in the audience who may not be familiar with either profession, and how many of you in the audience are either pharmacists or health professionals here? Raise your hands. That's quite a bit. Pharmacists focus primarily on application of drugs for treatment, while pharmacologists focus principally on understanding the underlying mechanisms of action with the idea of advancing new drugs. The former is more practical, frankly, while the latter is more theoretical, but they complement each other. One interesting example illustrates this difference, though. In 1897, a man named Felix Hoffmann synthesized a compound called acetyl salicylic acid. You all know what that is. From a natural compound, salicylic acid. He was a chemist at the Frederick Bayer Company in Germany, which made synthetic dyes. Its discovery is an analgesic, which we now call aspirin. And what is an analgesic? Right, counters pain. Antipyretic, right, fever. Anti-inflammatory, and many other things that we've discovered over the years. But this led to its worldwide production as Bayer aspirin. But while this was in common use by the early 20th century, and in virtually every medicine cabinet by the middle of the 20th century, it took 100 years of working on it before we began to discover its mechanism of action. Now, giving it to a patient for pain, they didn't really care how it worked, as long as it worked, that it was therapeutic and safe and effective. So this illustrates some of the differences between the practice of pharmacy and the pharmacology underlying it. But modern pharmacists do so much more than dispense medications, especially today, as our graduates know. They're a crucial part of the healthcare system and often in the best position to help a patient in assessing the right medications, taking care to minimize side effects and drug-drug interactions, and keeping track of an ever-complex prescription history and status of individuals who may be getting directions from multiple different healthcare providers. They have a wealth of career tracks they can pursue today, both now and as their careers evolve and change over time, in response to the constant change in the healthcare profession as we know it today. Although you're now leaving UNE, you carry the skills, knowledge, and professional training that you've gained with us and prepares you for that world you're going to enter. You embody our values and dedication to improving the health of the world's peoples and its communities. You will represent UNE and serve as ambassadors for us, letting others know of the fine work being done on our campuses. And know that there is a reputation to keep in mind and uphold, several reputations actually. Although a young school, UNE's pharmacy school already has an excellent national reputation, and you'll carry that with you. You can benefit from that and uphold it, or you can do things that might hurt your reputation, but also reflect back negatively on UNE and this program. If you do uphold that reputation, though, in your practice, it will further enhance UNE and this pharmacy program by example. You'll also lay the groundwork for the next cohort of students who follow you with that reputation. I know that when I see a UNE grad as a pharmacist, a physician, a nurse, or another health professional, I not only have pride in them as part of the UNE family, I also have a great deal of confidence in them as a patient. I know that I'm in the best hands with people from outstanding programs trained by an outstanding faculty who gave them exceptional technical, ethical, and professional training. So be that ambassador and that exemplary practitioner who carries on and even enhances not only your own reputation and that of your profession, but that of UNE and the pharmacy program that trained you. And knowing about this program, and those of you that I've had a chance to get to meet and know personally, I do have confidence that you will one day be excellent pharmacists in practice and representatives who do great work. So cherish this accomplishment, enjoy this time of celebration with your loved ones, and as you look back on fond memories and ahead to an amazing future. And I want you to know that you'll always be part of the UNE family. So please stay connected to us as you go forward, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Provost Hamilton. I now invite Dean McCarthy to come to the podium to provide a welcome from the college and also to introduce our keynote speaker. Dean McCarthy.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. The best part about standing up here at commencement is to look at all the smiling faces. Such a happy day. So even processing it's just absolutely wonderful. On behalf of the faculty, our professional staff, and the students of the University of New England College of Pharmacy, I'm very pleased to welcome you to our graduation ceremony. I often tell graduates that as much as this day is for them, It's most especially for their family, their parents, spouse, children, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, grandparents, cousins, and friends. For those of you who are the parents of a graduate, or as a parent and a grandparent myself, I know how you feel and how much this day means to all of you. The overwhelming turnout, if you look around, this room is packed. It's about 1,000 people in here for a class of 90 pharmacy students, is a testament to your love and support for them. As we begin our ceremony today, I ask that all of our graduates, please stand. Graduates, please stand. See how much they really like you? Sorry. Until you tell them you're going to follow them home. Okay, and I'd like the graduates to turn around, face the crowd, and please join me in a round of applause. This is for the graduates. I want them to, no, not you. No, this is them. They are clapping for you to thank you for all that you've done, all the support you've given them in helping them reach this moment in their lives. Okay, you can sit down now. You know, they only have to listen to me for a little while longer, and then they'll do what they want, right? The Dean of the College of Pharmacy has the honor of presiding over many wonderful events during the course of the year, but none compares to commencement. Commencement is a celebration of achievement. It is a time for faculty and students to come together to celebrate the end of a journey together. For the graduates, it represents the melding of their two lives, one academic and professional and the other personal. But as much as commencement is an end, the word commencement refers to a beginning, the beginning of the next phase of your professional life. Thus, as we celebrate the completion of one journey, with a touch of sadness at leaving, we also celebrate the beginning of a new and exciting journey. As much as we will miss your presence on campus, we share your joy, and I'm sure a bit of uneasiness about what comes next. The faculty and professional staff have enjoyed spending the last 4 years with this class. You are bright, energetic, diverse, accomplished, hardworking, and focused. You know where you want to be, and you have a pretty good idea of how to get there. You have challenged your faculty and helped to make us better teachers and scholars. In short, you have made a difference. As you begin your professional lives, I urge you to make the same difference in the lives of your patients and those you serve. I ask that you always remember that pharmacy is first and foremost about service to others. As you prepare to leave us, let me remind you of something I say to new P1 class each year as they enter our program. We'll do everything we can to prepare you to be a competent, caring pharmacist. We ask but three things of you. First, work hard. Give us your full effort. Second, be honest in all you do. Third, care about your profession, your school, your faculty, each other, and most importantly, your patients. Hard work, honesty, caring. They're important qualities. They're as important qualities for new graduates as they are for new pharmacy students. I hope you'll use them as the basis for your professional and perhaps your personal life. We are proud of you. I hope you'll always be proud to be a graduate of the University of New England College of Pharmacy. There is a song by Leanne Womack that I think has a very appropriate message for our shared hopes for you. Now I'm just going to read a few lines from that. I'm not going to sing them, don't worry. And it goes like this: I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You will get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. I can see people singing along. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I think the metaphor is quite appropriate for you today. I hope you will dance. Be involved, speak out, make a difference. I am also asking you not to forget your alma mater, as the provost suggested. I urge you to stay involved. Choose at least one College of Pharmacy event. Amber's right over here. She's happy to talk to you. And each year, if you participate in at least one event, you'll stay connected with us and we'll stay connected with you. On behalf of our faculty and professional staff, I wish you all the best. Be well, be safe, and most importantly, be happy. Congratulations. You know, UNE is a very special place, and the College of Pharmacy is a very special place. And when you get to be dean, you get to invite some very special individuals. And I'm thrilled that my first commencement as your dean, that I get to introduce our keynote speaker, a longtime friend and colleague, Dr. Joseph DiPiero. You've already seen the book. Do not lose this. Dr. Joseph T. DiPiero is Dean Professor in the Archie O. McCallie Chair of the Virginia Commonwealth University School of Pharmacy in Richmond, Virginia. He received his BS in Pharmacy from the University of Connecticut and Doctor of Pharmacy from the University of Kentucky. He served a residency at the University of Kentucky Medical Center and a fellowship in clinical immunology at Johns Hopkins University. He is past president of the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy and past chair of the Council of Deans. In 2002, the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy selected Dr. DiPiero for the Robert K. Chalmers Distinguished Educator Award. Dr. DiPiero is a fellow of the American College of Clinical Pharmacy, has served as its president and on its Research Institute Board of Trustees. He also received the Russell R. Miller Literature Award and Education Award from the organization. He's a member of the American Society of Health System Pharmacists, having served the Commission on Therapeutics and the Task Force on Science, and has received the award for sustained contributions to the literature from the organization. In 2013, Dr. DiPiero was named the National Rokai Distinguished Lecturer. He's also a fellow in the American Association for the Advancement of Science. Dr. DiPiero served as editor of the American Journal of Pharmaceutical Education for 12 years. He is an editor for Pharmacotherapy, a Pathologic Approach, now in its 10th edition. He is also the author of Concepts in Clinical Pharmacokinetics and editor of the Encyclopedia of Clinical Pharmacy. He's published over 200 journal papers, books, chapters, and editorials in academic and professional journals, mainly related to antibiotics, drug use and surgery, and pharmacy education. More importantly, he's a very proud grandfather. Those of us we share. On behalf of all of us in the College of Pharmacy, I'm very proud to introduce Dr. DiPiero.
Dean McCarthy, Provost Hamilton, faculty of the college, graduates, parents, and friends, I want to thank you for this tremendous honor of being part of your hooding ceremony today. It's always great to be back in New England. Growing up in Connecticut, I still consider myself a New Englander. Over many decades, I've seen much of Maine, from Bar Harbor to Mount Katahdin, Sugarloaf Mountain, but this is my first time to Portland, and it certainly is a beautiful city. To the graduates of the class of 2019, congratulations to all of you for completing your Doctor of Pharmacy degree. We all know how big an accomplishment this is and how hard you have worked to get here. I know that you'll always be proud to be graduates of the University of New England. As I thought today about what I would talk about, I decided that it should be more about you and less about me. I'm sure that you've had a very thorough, rigorous, and demanding curriculum, and that your professors have gone to great lengths to provide you with state-of-the-art instruction. So having benefited from this education, it's now your responsibility to put this knowledge to good use. And this is a point in your lives where I'm sure the future is very much on your minds. What you'll be doing next year, 3 years from now, and maybe about that well-deserved vacation coming up in the next few weeks. Well, much of your life will be determined by what happens in the profession of pharmacy and in the dynamics of healthcare reform. So how can you best prepare for the changes that are coming down the road in healthcare and pharmacy? Well, I can tell you a lot has changed over the 40 years that I've been in pharmacy to put pharmacists in a more responsible position in healthcare. And I'd like to give you one view of how far pharmacy has come since I first worked as a student in 1971 in a small hospital in Connecticut. The pharmacy I worked in at that time was tucked away in the basement of the hospital where patients were not expected to go. Back in those days, when a patient was prescribed a medicine, the physician intended that the patient not know the identity of the medicine. Between the physician's unintelligible handwriting and the use of Latin, the typical patient had no clue what they were taking. The pharmacist would fill the prescription, typing a label, manual typewriter no less, It was not supposed to type the name of the medicine on the label. The intention, again, was to keep the patient in the dark. There was no such thing as patient counseling. And this at the time was considered a good pharmacy department, but there was still no unit dose system, computer patient profiles, any type of sterile parenteral preparation. This scene reflects the state of practice in education in the early 1970s, and you would consider it quite outdated today. Well, all of you have been taught at a much higher standard than I was, and will practice at a much higher standard. And there are high expectations for pharmacists in our society. In fact, the expectations of society for pharmacists is changing. And over the past decade, you can find many stories in the media about the expanding role of pharmacists. Front page of the New York Times a few years back, pharmacists take larger role on health team. NPR Radio, why the hospital wants the pharmacist to be your coach. And they talked about how hospitals are partnering with community pharmacies to help keep patients out of the hospital by managing their medications. There are stories about pharmacists as immunizers, as diabetic coaches, and pharmacies changing from stores to health centers, many more examples. And so the need for your expertise is evident every day. Just from the news, even over the past few months, you see many examples of major issues or problems dealing with medicines. Adverse effects of drugs and concerns for medication safety. We still don't fully understand why it is that people respond differently to drugs. Listening to all the issues with healthcare reform, you know that cost and accessibility to medicines are big issues. And it's clear that we don't adequately understand human behavior. Why is it that even knowledgeable people often don't take their medicines as prescribed? And then we think about the tragedy that played out at the New England Compounding Center a few years ago that demonstrated the need for high-quality professional standards. I'll bet that all of you have one or more members of your immediate family who have problems or issues with their medications. Well, graduates, we're handing over to you the many unsolved problems related to medicines. These unsolved questions and problems will challenge you. They require your best effort, all of your knowledge and creativity. And to make any progress on these and other important issues will require that you make important commitments. And first is to continue to learn about new developments in science, medicine, and human behavior throughout your career. Second is to become engaged with your communities so that you learn what issues are important to people. And third, to become active in professional organizations and local politics to affect legislation and funding that allow you as a pharmacist to apply your best skills. As a baby boomer with retirement years getting very close, it's clear that my generation will need a high level of pharmaceutical services, and in fact, we will expect it. To address the problems that face us in pharmacy, it's important to recognize what makes for a good career foundation. Your commitment for caring for people requires a life of learning. The knowledge you gain in this program, unfortunately, has a short half-life. We do not even know what knowledge and skills you'll need 10 to 20 years from now. And most of what I learned in pharmacy school at the University of Connecticut is no longer relevant. So this commitment requires that you establish personal goals for learning. It requires inquisitiveness and extra effort. You will also need a network of people who will help you achieve your goals. You know, most of us are not very effective by ourselves. We need colleagues and mentors, the kinds of people who can help us achieve our goals. Who you associate with is one of the primary determinants of how successful you will be. Because we know that successful people create an environment that helps others become successful. And I was very fortunate early in my career to have great mentors who did a lot for me. So your mentors will be an important part of your network. They'll tell you things you didn't know, keep you informed. They're your advocates. They're your best critics who will tell you when you could have done better. They help solve dilemmas and ethical issues. keep you anchored to reality. So by building this personal network of people, we can create a sphere of influence that determines, to a large extent, how successful we'll be in bringing our ideas into action. Also, discover what you're good at. And this has to do with personal growth. Starting out after graduation, most of us only have a faint idea of what we're capable of accomplishing during our careers. Don't underestimate yourself by thinking you know at this stage what your full potential is or what you're capable of. So discovering involves trying new things, taking chances, meeting new people. A handshake and an introduction can open up an important door in your career. Take on challenges outside your comfort zone. When you try new things, you may discover that you have a special aptitude or strength. Maybe you have the qualities to offer your patients, such as caring and empathy. That you have a gift for professional politics. Few pharmacy students at your stage know whether or not they would be good writers. You may have the intellect, patience, and persistence to be a great researcher. Some of you will be adept at management or could be the financial wizards to create new businesses. Finally, it would be important to commit to a long-term goal. All of us would say that we have goals, but it's easy to focus on day-to-day responsibilities and not look down the road. Are you looking beyond accomplishing today's tasks? Is there something you're actively working on that will take a few years to accomplish? Now that you've accomplished the goal of finishing your PharmD degree, look down the road and set your sights on another important professional goal. And commitment to a long-term goal is one of the few ways that people accomplish big things. Plan to develop a new pharmacy service program. Plan to get elected to state or national office, perhaps in a professional society or in political office. Write a journal paper, book, or NIH grant. Become a pharmacy manager or director. Take courses for your MBA. These are all important goals that people accomplish when they set their mind to it, but not if they go about with day-to-day short-term thinking. And recognize that when trying to tackle the big problems in healthcare, there are influences that can keep you from achieving your goals. And first is having an attitude that limits personal growth and risk-taking. And there is rationale and attitude that sounds like common sense, but can be code words for inaction and inertia. And these can keep us from doing great things. So for example, it will take too long. I don't know how. We're already good enough. It would be too expensive. What would people think if I did that? When you hear these words, a light should go off in your head that these can be rationales for not doing what is important. Every big advance has had hurdles to overcome. Well, I want to be sure and leave you with an optimistic view of your profession. If you wanted to work in a field where people need your help, you'll find no lack of that in pharmacy. You can look forward to a career with substantial personal rewards. And I'm not talking about money, but the privilege to be in a profession where what you do will result in a patient saying, "Thank you, I don't know what I would have done if you had not helped me." Or, "Thank God that you identified that problem with my medicines when no one else did." Or a pharmacy intern who will say to you, "I'm so glad that I had the chance to work with you. You taught me so much." You can be assured that there are enough big problems and issues with medicines to keep us all engaged in an important and meaningful way for a long time. The more perceptive that you are to people's needs and committed to a life of learning, the better the health professional that you will be. So thank you all again for the opportunity to be part of your ceremony. It's been a very enjoyable visit to Portland, and I wish you all the best for your careers in pharmacy. Thank you.
Terrific. Stay here. So oftentimes generally when you have a commencement speaker, like Dr. DePiro, they receive a plaque or some certificate. Well, this is the University of New England College of Pharmacy. We do things very special here. And so you'll notice there's a little basket down here that has a nice little engraving on it. And first of all, thank you for being with us today. In appreciation, we'd like you to have these gifts that reflect the history and spirit of the state of Maine. Hopefully it will not fall over. The Maine potato basket was the essential tool for individuals gathering potatoes by hand. There was a time in Aroostook County, which we just call the county, in the northernmost county in Maine, when harvesting potatoes did not occur with mechanization prior to the 1960s. Potatoes instead were gathered by hand. Potatoes were all gathered by, and adults and children worked side by side, collecting them in these baskets. The original potato baskets were very utilitarian, and now are often regarded as prized items by many collectors and antique dealers. This is this handmade basket. In addition, there's a bell buoy right in here, which we also don't want to lift up because it weighs a lot, that evokes the haunting yet comforting sounds Maine fishermen experience while working along the New England coast. We've also added a few delicious treats. Ploy's Mix from Bouchard Family Farms, based on the recipe created by French Acadian exiles who settled in northern Maine. Wild Maine blueberry jam, Maine maple syrup, it's not just Vermont that makes maple syrup, and locally made coffee. So again, and we're going to ship this to you because you would be in big trouble trying to take this on the plane. So Joe, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. DePiero and Dean McCarthy. I was one of those who used those baskets when I was growing up. My father was a potato farmer. We've asked the class president, I'm going to say Mr. Adams, but I'm going to take liberty and say Dr. Adams, Dr. Mitch Adams, to give a brief speech. I now invite Dr. Adams to the stage. Mitch has done a wonderful job serving as our communication linchpin with the class of 2019. For that, we are truly grateful.
Thank you, Dean Woodward, for that kind introduction. Thank you, Dr. DePiero, for your inspiring words and for writing such an exceptional text that was required reading for many of our classes. I look forward to reading it someday. You may remember me from last year's P3 transition ceremony. I stood right there and tried to get my arms into a white coat that was 2 sizes too small for many minutes. Luckily today, they allow us to don all the garb in advance, so I'm thankful for that. Thank you all for being here. I know that many of you traveled across countries and continents to be here, and we certainly appreciate that. I know that many of you maybe took an extended lunch to be here, and we appreciate that too, so thank you. I graduated from college 4 years ago, and as I sat in my graduation ceremony, I watched the valedictorian give an incredible speech in front of thousands, and I thought about what an incredible honor that is to be able to speak in front of your peers and their families in such an important day in their lives. And I thought how great it would be for me to one day give a speech in that moment. And I thought maybe when I get to pharmacy school, I'll be the valedictorian and I'll get to give a speech. And then I showed up to UNE and I met AJ and Amar, and I knew I would have to figure out some other way to get up here. So I waited until that P3 year when all the hard president work was done, and I ran for president. After all, AJ went to Cornell. Ever heard of it? I know many of you are probably thinking, why would you want to give a speech? It's very stressful. It's a lot of pressure. But when you've spent the last few months wondering if you would have a job to pay back your 6-figure student loan debt, any other life pressures are minuscule in comparison. I've lived in Maine my entire life, and it's been such a pleasure to welcome all of these people to my home state and show them around. And I hope that some of them even consider staying after graduation. Of course, the main goal in all of this was to get a degree, but I believe that underlying all of that was another goal, whether we thought about it or not, to come into this small community of Portland, Maine, and leave it a little bit better than we found it. And I'd like to share some of the ways I feel that we have done that. Our student organizations volunteered at local soup kitchens, donated time and resources to animal shelters, local food pantries, recruited fellow students to enroll in bone marrow donation registries, just to name a few. We raise money for organizations like Strive, who address issues for teens and young adults with mental disabilities, for the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Maine, which provide housing to family members of children that are hospitalized at Barbara Bush Children's Hospital in Portland. And so many other things. I wish I had time to get into everything. We used our blossoming healthcare knowledge to give back to the community. We gave flu shots to veterans at the VA hospital. We organized medication take-back events and teaching days, health literacy events at local schools, blood pressure and glucose screenings at community pharmacies, and again, the list goes on and on. With the help of all of you in the audience that bought 8 to 10 zip-up sweaters per household, we were able to donate $6,000 to Shriners Hospitals for Children, which is a nonprofit network of hospitals that provides life-saving medical care to families regardless of their ability to pay. I would like to specifically recognize the people who worked the hardest on accomplishing that feat. If you were a part of the P2 Executive Board or Gala Committee, please stand and be recognized. And thank you to all the family, faculty, and friends who participated in our fundraising efforts and attended the charity gala. I read a book during this past year. I read one book during this past year. That's my limit. And lucky for me, it was a really good book. It was called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And in that book, he says, "When you want something, the entire universe conspires for you to achieve it." When I think about that quote as it relates to these last 4 years, my immediate thought is that it seemed like quite the opposite at times. It seemed like everything that could possibly go wrong did, and it seemed like every possible roadblock came up in our path. But now that I reflect, I think about all the ways the universe did conspire for us to be here. All of the things that could have gone wrong, all of the tests that we just barely passed. AJ and Amar, I can't relate to that. But it's such a rush. You guys really should try it. That's amazing. Lastly, before I go, it's an honor for me to announce the class of 2019's most influential professor of the graduating class, to a professor who is nominated by the class and selected by the College Awards Committee to have made the greatest impact on our class during our program. This was my personal advisor, and I'm so appreciative. I ask Dr. Haley Choi to stand and be recognized. Congratulations, and thank you, Dr. Choi, for all you did. Lastly, I'd just like to recognize Mindo for no particular reason other than last year we were at a bar and I told him I'd give him a shout out in my speech. So I always keep my word. Thank you, Mindo. Thank you, everybody. Get home safely.
Thank you, Mitch. The practice of recognizing top academic graduates, the valedictorian, has its origin at Harvard back in 1759. From Latin, the term means farewell sayer. Typically, there is one person who performs at the highest level in most or all courses in the curriculum. For the class of 2019, we have two graduates who've achieved perfection, all A's, in our challenging curriculum. Amar Tola and AJ Galash. I first asked Mr. Tola to come to the stage to say a few words.
Good afternoon. It's my honor and privilege to have the opportunity to address you today. I know many have traveled far distance to be here. It's a testament to your dedication and continuous support toward our success. It's humbling and we are forever grateful for it. I know I speak for all my classmates when I say we could not have done it without you. To the professors and preceptors that went the extra mile, thank you for showing us what true passion for the pharmacy profession and patient care looks like. Your inspiration and support has been paramount to our overall growth. Reflecting back on my time at UNE, I realized how much we've been through together as a class. We were resilient, challenged the status quo, and challenged ourselves and colleagues. We worked as a team, and in the process, developed a close bond that will last a lifetime. I wouldn't be where I am today without the support and collaboration of all of you. I'm very excited for the pharmacy field and the new wave of talent coming from the class of 2019. As we make the transition from being student to pharmacist, we must retain and build on the values which has gotten us to this point. Although we come from different backgrounds, our core values are the same. We need to impart kindness, empathy, passion, and a helping hand to all patients. Regardless of the setting you decide to work in, I hope you stay ambitious, keep learning, keep growing, and be the best version of yourself. The future holds great promise, but there will also be difficult days ahead. I know the lesson you learned throughout your stay at UNE will help you navigate the difficult times and prosper in your career. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Tola. I now ask Dr. Balash to come to say a few words.
So here we are, dear classmates, proud of what we have accomplished and eager for what we may yet do. We are the future of pharmacy, and we are going to be a force in our profession and in healthcare. But first, we have to face the reality that it isn't going to be sunshine and accepted interventions every day. We've all heard the naysayers, whether it's about the saturation of the job market, the tightening of healthcare budgets, or the emergence of competitive technology. They all threaten to devalue the role and impact of pharmacists across every practice setting. We are going to have to fight for our place and our purpose, but I know that we are so ready. After all, who could be better suited than this class of 2019 to stand against doubt and prove their worth again and again? Just a hint for the future, maybe be careful where you get your notes from. I encourage all of you to be leaders in this uphill battle. Advocate for provider status, practice at the top of your scope, research, write, teach, and above all, tirelessly improve outcomes for our patients. It isn't going to be easy, and I want all of you to think about how you're going to keep going in the face of this adversity. No longer can you be motivated by external sources. There are no more instructors or grades or final exams, though there is still plenty to learn. The truth is, much of our work and value lies in the things that don't happen. The patient who didn't suffer an acute kidney injury or an allergy or a fall, thanks to the work that you will do. We may never receive accolades for this, despite the fact that it is vitally important. Each of you must find your internal fire to push you toward excellence every day. We all must find our own meaning in our work. I can't answer to that reason for each of you individually, but I'd like to give you a few of my inspirations for doing what we do every day. For the health systems pharmacists, integral team members on the hospital care team, you look at a whole patient and not just a problem list. You know that that patient's needs don't stop when their stay at the hospital is over and play a key role in their safe and effective transition home. For the community pharmacists, on the front lines of a healthcare system full of gaps and donut holes, you are often the first stop for a patient with medical needs and the last stop in our healthcare system's safety net. You are the reason we are a trusted profession. For the ambulatory care pharmacists on the frontier of pharmacy practice, you remind us that we are in a growing field, that through collaboration with our provider colleagues and by leveraging our unique skill sets, we can deliver better health care at lower costs. To the rest, whether you become teachers, researchers, industry leaders, or wherever your path takes you, you will foster new ideas and learners and expand our horizons. And at the very least, we can now all answer the question for our friends and family, why does it take so long to fill my prescription? Those of you who know me well know that I couldn't get through the speech without inserting a little poetry into it, and it's helpful that one of my favorites is short and encapsulates some of my best wishes for all of you. It's entitled To Be of Use by Marge Piercy. The people I love the best jump into work head first, without dallying in the shallows, and swim off with sure strokes until almost out of sight. They seem to become natives of that element, the black, sleek heads of seals bouncing like half-submerged balls. I love people who harness themselves, an ox to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the mud and the muck to move things forward, who do what has to be done again and again. I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along, who are not parlor generals or field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out. The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands, crumbles to dust. But a thing worth doing well done has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amphoras for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held corn are put in museums, but you know they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry and the person for work that is real. May you, class of 2019, all find your work that is real. Thank you and congratulations.
Wow, it's hard to follow that. Great jobs, all of you. Thank you so much. We really have many other graduates who have fulfilled service and leadership roles in our organizations, which we wish to recognize at this time. If you have served as a class officer, would you please rise? Please remain standing. Please remain standing. Also, if you have served as a leader in a student organization while at the college, please rise. Take a look at these people standing, what impact they've had at the college and for the profession. We hope you continue, and those of you seated, continue to move the profession forward. Thank you so much for your efforts. Now it's time for the fun event of the day, the hooding of our graduates. Yay. This afternoon, students from the Doctor of Pharmacy program will be recognized and honored by hooding. These students will have their degrees conferred upon them at tomorrow's commencement ceremony, and at that time will become doctors of pharmacy. Hoods are the most distinctive part of the American academic dress, and they have a story to tell. They are aligned with the official colors of the college or university conferring the degree. So, what are your colors? Blue and gray. Right, those are the University of New England colors. Hoods are trimmed in velvet. The color of the velvet typically reflects the bearer's academic field. For pharmacy, the hoods are trimmed in olive. It's now a great honor for us to present to you this year's graduates. We have professional photographers taking pictures of each graduate being hooded, as well as a picture with the dean. Dr. McCall will present the Doctor of Pharmacy graduates. Dr. McCall?
Thank you, Dr. Woodward. Good afternoon. College of Pharmacy faculty and special guests will be hooding our Doctor of Pharmacy graduates this afternoon. Once hooded and offered congratulatory handshakes by Dean McCarthy and Dr. DePiro, The student will proceed off stage and receive a special class pin to give to the person they wish to acknowledge and thank. The graduates will be presented in alphabetical order with the exception of the class president, valedictorians, and the students who traveled to Thailand with Dr. Jonathan Balk. I am very pleased to present the UNE College of Pharmacy Class of 2019. Our first graduates will be hooded by Dr. Leslie Oakes, Interim Chair and Associate Professor, Social and Administrative Pharmacy, and Dr. Ronald Hills, Associate Professor, Pharmaceutical Sciences. Dr. Mitch Adams from Auburn, Maine, graduating summa cum laude, served as a Dean's Ambassador. Mitch earned a BS in Molecular and Cellular Biology from the University of Maine prior to studying at UNE. He will be a pharmacist at Walmart. He dedicates his pen to his parents, Sue and Jeff. Thank you for your constant love and support for these past 8 years. None of this would have been possible without you. Dr. A.J. Galash from Syracuse, New York. A.J. received a BS in biology from Cornell University. She's graduating summa cum laude at UNE. She will be completing a PGY1 residency at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. She is also earning the College of Pharmacy Service Award, which recognizes outstanding commitment of service to the College of Pharmacy. And in addition, AJ is being recognized for the College of Pharmacy Academic Excellence Award, recognizing outstanding academic achievement during the 4 years at the College of Pharmacy. Dr. Amari Tola from Silver Spring, Maryland. Amari also served as a Dean's Ambassador. He earned his BS Chemistry degree from the University of Maryland, Baltimore prior to studying at UNE. He is being recognized for the College of Pharmacy Academic Excellence Award, recognizing outstanding academic achievement during the 4 years at the College of Pharmacy. He dedicates his pen to my family and friends. Thank you for your constant love, unwavering support, and encouragement throughout the years. Our next graduates will be hooded by Dr. Jonathan Balk, who is actually alumni from the UNE College of Pharmacy class of 2013. He traveled here from Houston, Texas for this honor. And he is recognizing Dr. Michael Cazzo, who is from North Yarmouth, Maine, graduating magna cum laude. Michael earned his BS Human Biology from the University of Southern Maine prior to studying at UNE. Michael will be performing an acute care PGY1 residency at Desert Regional Medical Center in sunny Palm Springs, California, and he dedicates his pen to his mother and his girlfriend, Tiffany. I wouldn't be the man I am today without the both of you. Travis Frost from Dixfield, Maine, graduating cum laude. Travis studied at the UNE pre-pharmacy program. He will be working at Walgreens in Central Maine. Travis is being recognized for a Pharmacy Practice Excellence and Scholarship Award, which is given to a student who has been listed as first author for a research conducted while at the College of Pharmacy. He also is being recognized as the 2019 NCPA Outstanding Student of the Year. He dedicates his pen to his parents, David and Lynn Frost. Thank you for the endless love and support. Thank you for exemplifying successful parenting, a successful marriage, and showing me how to stay young. Dr. Anthony Gutto from Wilton, New York. Anthony also completed his pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. Anthony dedicates his pen to Melissa and Paul Gutto, his parents. Thank you both so much for being there for me through the ups and the downs. I couldn't have done it without you. Dr. Seema Patel from Oak Park, California. Seema also served as a Dean's Ambassador. She earned her Bachelor's of Science in Biology at the University of California, Riverside, prior to studying at UNE. She dedicates her pen to her parents, This is for you, Mom and Dad, and for the years you sacrificed to give me the life you never had. I would also like to dedicate my pen to my boyfriend, Sagar. I couldn't have made it this far without you. Dr. Justin Richards of Dixfield, Maine. Justin graduated from the University of Maine, Orono with his Bachelor of Science in Biology prior to studying at UNE. He will be working at Walgreens as a pharmacist in southern Maine. He is being recognized for the College of Pharmacy Leadership Award for outstanding commitment to leadership. Also, he is being recognized for the Phi Lambda Sigma Pharmacy Leadership Society Senior Leadership Award. He dedicates his pen to Whitney Sargent, his fiancée. Thank you for being my definition of strength and resilience, for teaching me what's truly important professionally and personally, and thank you for being you. Dr. Lindsay Tadakis from Skowhegan, Maine, graduating summa cum laude. Lindsay earned her Bachelor of Science in Biology from the University of Maine, Orono, prior to studying at UNE. She will be a pharmacist at Walgreens in southern Maine. She dedicates her message to her mom, dad, Tyler, and Ashley. Thank you, Mom, Tyler, and Ashley, for being my biggest supporters. Dad, thank you for always believing in me. I miss you every day. Dr. Tiffany Vu from Irvine, California. Tiffany earned her Bachelor of Science from the University of California, Irvine, prior to studying at UNE. She will be a pharmacist at CVS Pharmacy in Huntington Beach, California. She dedicates her pen to her mom, dad, and boyfriend, Michael. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for your continuous love and support. And to Michael, we made it. Couldn't have done it without you by my side, and excited for what the future holds. Dr. Carly Warshoven from Whittingham, Vermont. Carly graduated with her Bachelor in Science from the University at Buffalo prior to studying at UNE. She will be a pharmacist at Walgreens in Vermont. She dedicates her pen to Charlie, Mom, Dad, Nicole, and Cody. Thank you all for being the best support system. Love you all. Go Bills. Dr. Cassidy Adams from Bucksport, Maine. Cassidy will be a pharmacist at Hannaford Pharmacy after graduating. She dedicates her pen to Barry and Roxanne Adams, her parents. Thank you for everything. I couldn't have done this without you. Our next graduate will be hooded by Dr. Pon Yonful, who is UNE College of Pharmacy class of 2016 alumni. Dr. Patricia Afram from Bronx, New York, studied at Cabrini University prior to studying at UNE. She says her plans after graduation are to study for my boards. She dedicates her pen to her grandmother, Mama Lizzie. You're not just my grandmother, you're one of my biggest role models and strongest support systems. You push me to follow my dreams, and when I feel like giving up, you remind me that nothing is impossible in life. Our next graduates will continue to be hooded by Dr. Leslie Oakes and Dr. Ron Hills, according to my notes. Actually, we'll switch gears. Dr. Ogun Gavinch and Dr. Sarah Vincent. I would like to recognize our next graduate, Dr. Jessica Allen from Herman, Maine. Jessica completed her pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. She will be working at Hannaford Pharmacy Central Processing here in Portland, Maine, and she dedicates her pen and expresses her sincere thank you to her family and friends. Dr. Ashley Alvarez from Spring Valley, New York. Ashley graduated with an Associate's in Math and Science from Rockland Community College prior to studying at UNE. She will be working at CVS Pharmacy, and she dedicates her pen to her mom, Sandra, Danny, and my best friend, Roddy, for endless, unconditional support. Dr. Alexandria Argentieri from Hornell, New York. Alexandria earned her Bachelor's of Science in Biology from St. John Fisher College, and she will be completing a PGY1 geriatric ambulatory care residency at Northeastern University in Boston after today. She dedicates her pin to her parents, Shelley and Dickie. Mom, thank you for 27 years of nagging me to do better, but never forgetting to tell me how pretty and smart I am. Dad, thank you for begrudgingly writing all those rent checks, but never forgetting to tell me how proud you are. You two are without a doubt the coolest parents in this room. I love you. Dr. Desiree Barboza from Providence, Rhode Island. Desiree will be completing a residency at Palmetto General Hospital in Florida after graduation. She dedicates her pin to her parents, Elsa Barboza and Antonio Gomes. Thank you for the unconditional love and support you guys have given me. I wouldn't be here today without you. Dr. Tara Berry from Dearborn, Michigan. Tara earned a Bachelor's of Science degree from the University of Michigan prior to studying at UNE. Tara dedicates her pin to her mom and dad. Thank you for all of your love and support. I could not have made it this far without you. Love you both. Dr. Clay Bolduc from Windham, Maine. Graduating magna cum laude. Clay will be doing a PGY1 residency at UNE and with Apothecary by Design Pharmacy. He dedicates his pin to Sarah Bolduc. Thank you, Sarah, for all of the love and support along the way. Dr. Jacqueline Brown from Madison, Illinois. Jacqueline earned her Bachelor of Arts in Biology from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities prior to studying at UNE. After graduation, she plans to lay low and live my best life. She dedicates her pin to Patrice Green, her mother. Dr. Jonathan Castillo from Bloomfield, New Jersey. Jonathan earned his Bachelor of Science from Farley Dickinson University prior to studying at UNE. After graduation, he plans to study for the boards, get a job, and work. He dedicates his pin to his family. To my loving family, it's finally over. Thank you for your endless love and support. I could not have achieved this without you. Dr. Victoria Kavanaugh from Windham, Maine. That's quite a fan group you've got, Victoria. She's graduating magna cum laude. She earned a BS in biology from the University of Southern Maine prior to studying at UNE. She will be a pharmacist at Southern Maine Healthcare in Biddeford. She dedicates her pin to Phil Kavanaugh, her husband. One step closer to buying that truck. Congratulations. We made it this far. Thank you for your sacrifices and continued support along the way. I love you. Dr. Ginny Cheng from Westwood, Massachusetts. Jeannie earned her Bachelor's in Pharmaceutical Sciences from MCPHS prior to studying at UNE. She will be a staff pharmacist at CVS. She dedicates her pin to Raymond, her dad, and Mei Ching, her mom. Thank you for all that you have done to get me to where I am today, and a special thank you to Brian. You have been my rock through it all. We did it. Dr. Karina Chipouras from Saugus, Massachusetts. Karina studied her pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. She dedicates her pin to her family. Thank you for always being there throughout the years and for the constant love and support. Our next graduates will be hooded by Dr. George Allen, Chair and Associate Professor of Pharmacy Practice, and Dr. Emily Dornblaser, Assistant Dean and Associate Professor of Pharmacy Practice. Dr. Colleen Clark from Londonderry, New Hampshire, graduating cum laude. She did her pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. Colleen, after graduation, will be a pharmacist at Walgreens. She dedicates her pin to her mom and dad. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for all that you have done for me over the years. I love you and can't thank you enough. Dr. Drew Cloutier from Waterboro, Maine, graduating summa cum laude. He studied his pre-pharmacy work at the University of New England. Drew dedicates his pen to his family and thanks them for their endless support. Dr. Kayla Cody from Sanford, Maine. Kayla did her pre-pharmacy work at UNE. She plans to stay in Maine and begin her career with CVS Pharmacy after graduation. Kayla dedicates her pen to her family. Thank you for your continued support and encouragement. I am so happy to be able to share this experience with you all. We did it. Dr. Michael Kakuza from Shirley, New York. Michael earned his Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from Stony Brook University. Michael will be completing a PGY1 residency at Peconic Bay Medical Center in Riverhead, New York. He dedicates his pen to his mom, dad, and siblings, Daniel, Jacqueline, and Jonathan. I want to thank everyone for their support. We did it. Dr. Mariah Damon from West Gardner, Maine, graduating magna cum laude. Mariah did her pre-pharmacy studies at UNE and will be working at Hannaford Pharmacy after graduation. She dedicates her pen to Kathy Damon and Tony Damon, her mother and father. Thank you to my parents for always encouraging me to reach for my dreams. I would not have made it this far without your support. Dr. Bruno Damaria from Sao Paulo, Brazil, is going to be hooded by Dr. Peter Trapp, class of 2018, UNE College of Pharmacy, who currently works at Lake Region General Hospital in Laconia, New Hampshire. Bruno earned a Bachelor's of Biology degree from the University of Central Florida. He dedicates his pen to his family and to Kappa Psi. Dr. Kyle DeVerns from Buxton, Maine, graduating magna cum laude. Kyle dedicates his pen to Irene DeVerns, his grandmother. Thank you for your support, your kindness, and your unconditional love. We miss you, and I wouldn't be where I am without you. He also gives special recognition and appreciation to Natalie Underdown. Dr. Kiana DeBayas from Portland, Maine. Kiana completed her pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. She is also being recognized for the Pharmacy Practice Excellence in Clinical Practice and Service Award, which recognizes a student who has made significant contributions to patient care. She dedicates her pen to her sister, Caitlin. Thank you for making me laugh through mental breakdowns, listening to my stress over nothing for hours, and for early morning coffee. I love you, Nugget. Dr. Asrat Daninko from Dallas, Texas. Wow. Asrat earned his Bachelor of Science in Biology from the University of Texas at Arlington. His plans after graduation are going back to Texas, and he will be seeking a hospital community pharmacy position. He dedicates his pen to his family and friends. Thank God it is over. Thank you all, my family and friends. I wouldn't have done it without your support. Love you all. Thank you. Our next graduate will be hooded by pharmacist Jim Charest. And our graduate is Dr. Sadie DePiro of South Portland, Maine. Sadie is graduating magna cum laude. She did her pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. After graduating, she will be a pharmacist at Walgreens in Boston. She is being recognized for the Pharmacy Practice Excellence and Scholarship Award for authoring research while at the College of Pharmacy. She dedicates her pen to Jim Charest. Jim, you are a top-notch teacher, the perfect boss, a motivating leader, and my second dad. You believed in me from the start, took me under your wing, pushed me to succeed, and took the time to make sure that happened, with lots of friendly competition along the way. Thank you. I have gained a wealth of knowledge and experience through your leadership and realize you will be a tough act to follow. Thank you for preparing me for what comes next. I only hope I can someday return the favor. Our next graduates will be hooded by Dr. John Redwanski, Associate Clinical Professor in Pharmacy Practice, and Dr. Lauren Payne, Assistant Professor in Pharmacy Practice. And our graduate is Dr. Min Do from Malden, Massachusetts. Min completed his pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. Min dedicates his pen to his family for their endless support. Dr. Thomas Dorian from New Gloucester, Maine. Thomas is graduating cum laude. After graduation, Thomas plans to be a staff pharmacist at CVS, and he dedicates his pen with love to his family. Dr. Ahmed Farah from San Diego, California. Ahmed earned a biology degree from San Diego State University prior to studying at UNE. He dedicates his pen to his family for the continuous support and unconditional love. Dr. Samira Fidal from Boston, Massachusetts. Samira earned her bachelor's degree in pharmaceutical sciences from MCPHS prior to studying at UNE. After graduation, she will be a community pharmacist at Walgreens Pharmacy. She dedicates her pen to Khadija Afdal, her mother. Thanks to you and to Dad and my brother for helping me get through this part of my life. Dr. Cassandra Fisher from Rockland, Massachusetts will be... Oh, yes, okay. It's okay. Dr. Fisher from Rockland, Massachusetts will be completing a PGY1 residency at Greater Lawrence Family Health Center in Massachusetts. She dedicates her pen to the faculty and the staff of the College of Pharmacy, I guess that's to me, to my family, friends, and the many others who helped support me along the way. Thank you for the endless love and support. I couldn't have done it without you all. Dr. Cassia Mizuno, Associate Professor of Pharmaceutical Sciences, will be hooding our next graduate. And our graduate is Dr. Ross Garrett from Santa Clarita, California. Ross is graduating summa cum laude. He earned his BS biology degree from UCLA prior to studying at UNE. He will be completing a PGY1 residency at Renown Health Hospital in Reno, Nevada. He's being recognized for the Pharmaceutical Science Excellence in Research Award for co-authoring a research paper while at UNE, and he's also being recognized for the Pharmaceutical Sciences Academic Excellence Award for outstanding academic achievement in pharmaceutical sciences courses. He dedicates his pen to Laze Suji, his fiancée. Thank you for always being right by my side and supporting me through pharmacy school and through life. Dr. Robert Gebhardt from Yarmouth, Maine. Robert Bobby earned his Bachelor's of Science degree from MCPHS prior to studying at UNE. After graduation, he plans to focus on family and work. He dedicates his pen to Lindsay Gebhardt, his wife. Thank you for all your love and support these past 4 years. I love you. Our next graduates will be hooded by Professor William Brennan in Pharmacy Practice and Assistant Director of Experiential Education Lynn Kopak. Dr. Katrina Gilman from Springville, Maine is our next graduate. Katrina Gilman will be a community pharmacist in the Lakes region in New Hampshire. She is being recognized for the College of Pharmacy Shining Light Award, which is given to a student who has demonstrated an outstanding commitment to community outreach. Katrina dedicates her pen to my family and Marshall, to my family for their love, patience, and support, and to Marshall, who is always there to remind me that there's a whole world outside of school and work. Dr. Pierre Hanna, graduating summa cum laude from Lexington, South Carolina. Pierre is being recognized for the Mylan Excellence in Pharmacy Award, which recognizes a graduating senior who has demonstrated a unique ability to communicate drug information and graduating within the top 25% of the class. He dedicates his pen to Sam Hanna, his father. You're why I decided to become a pharmacist. I hope I've made you proud. I miss you and can't wait to see you again. Dr. James Hinton from Safford, Arizona. James earned his Associates of Arts degree in pre-pharmacy studies prior to studying at UNE. He dedicates his pen to his family. Thank you for all your love, support, and encouragement over the years. Dr. Kyle Hunt from Freeland, Maryland, graduating cum laude. Kyle earned a bachelor's in biochemistry and molecular biology from Penn State prior to studying at UNE. He will be completing a PGY1 pharmacy residency in Austin, Texas after graduation. He dedicates his pen to his deceased father, Terry Hunt. You will always be in my heart. And our next graduate is being hooded by Dr. Christina Fields, UNE College of Pharmacy, class of 2018. And our graduate is Dr. McKinley Isherwood from Portland, Maine, graduating cum laude. McKinley earned her bachelor's in medical biology from the University of New England prior to studying her Doctor of Pharmacy degree. She dedicates her pen to her parents, Donna and Greg, and to her son, Blitzen Jesus. Thanks for putting up with me being cranky and overtired the past 4 years. I might still be cranky now, but at least I get more sleep. Dr. Gabrielle Kana Teason of Rockville, Maryland. Gabrielle earned an associate in science from Montgomery College. She also hails from Yaoundé, Cameroon, if I said that correctly. Thank you. She dedicates her pen to her family, especially her son Arnold. Thank you all for your love and support. Okay. Our next graduate will be hooded by Dr. Ola Perkowski, UNE College of Pharmacy class of 2017. And our graduate is Dr. Mariana Kravchuk from Milton, Massachusetts. Mariana earned her bachelor's degree in psychology from the Catholic University in Lublin, Poland, prior to studying at UNE. After graduating, she plans on working at Boston Medical Center. She dedicates her pen to Bogdan Kravchuk, her husband. Thank you, Bogdan, for supporting me throughout this journey. Everything I do in my life, including this diploma, I also dedicate to my mom. Dr. Nicholas Kubaska from Hardwick, Massachusetts. Nicholas earned his bachelor's in biological sciences from the University of Massachusetts Amherst prior to studying at UNE. He dedicates his pen to his family for their unconditional support. Our next graduate will be hooded by Dr. Heather Stewart, UNE College of Pharmacy, class of 2014. Our graduate is Dr. Mark Kuchnicki from Worcester, Massachusetts. After graduation, Mark will be working at Walgreens Pharmacy. Mark dedicates his pen to his family for their enduring support. Dr. Tin Lamb from Sanford, Maine. Tin earned a biology degree from Hobart William Smith Colleges prior to studying at UNE. After graduation, he will be working for CVS Health in Washington, D.C. He dedicates his pen to Lynn Kopak. My deepest appreciation goes to Lynn, who with her extraordinary efforts have afforded me invaluable personal and professional growth. Dr. Alyssa Lee from Weston, Massachusetts. Alyssa earned her Bachelor of Science from Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences prior to studying at UNE. She will be completing a PGY1 pharmacy residency at Tufts Medical Center in Boston. She dedicates her pen to Rachel Lee. Thank you to my family for all their love and support through this journey. Dr. Carmen Liang from Brooklyn, New York, will be hooded by Professor Dan McCool, Director of Continuing Education and Clinical Instructor in Pharmacy Practice, and Dr. Devin Sherwood, Associate Professor of Pharmacy Practice. And our graduate is Dr. Carmen Liang from Brooklyn, New York. Carmen earned a bachelor's in psychology from Long Island University prior to studying at UNE. She will be a staff pharmacist at NYU Hospital and later plans to earn her BCPS credential, and she dedicates her pen to her loving family. Dr. Valerie Linsangen from Cranston, Rhode Island. Valerie did her pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. She dedicates her pen to her mother, Illuminata. Ma, you are the greatest mother. I am forever grateful for everything that you do. I love you. Dr. Ernesto Lobaina from Miami, Florida. Ernesto served as a Dean's Ambassador. Ernesto dedicates his pen to Emiliano Lobaina. Thanks for all your support and love. Dr. Brian Louis from Newton, Massachusetts. Brian earned his Bachelor of Science from Massachusetts College of Pharmacy prior to studying at UNE. He will be a pharmacist at Brighton Marine Health Center. He dedicates his pen to Susie Louis and Patrick Louis. Thank you for always supporting and loving me. A special thanks to Jeannie for always being by my side through thick and thin. Dr. Karen True Lee from Rosemead, California. Karen graduated from California State University, Northridge prior to studying at UNE. She will be working at Walmart Pharmacy. She dedicates her pen to Yen True Lee and her family. Henry, Benny, Chan, Lena, thank you for everything, Mom. And to my family, thank you for all your support throughout the years. Dad, thank you for watching over us. Dr. Ian McAmer of Portland, Maine. Ian graduated from Ursinus College with a biochemistry and molecular biology degree prior to studying at UNE. He dedicates his pen to his mom and dad, Cynthia and Robert McAmer, whom I think I heard at the back of the room. Dr. Molly McCarthy of Malone, New York. Molly earned her BA English degree from SUNY Fredonia. She will be completing a pharmacy practice, she is being recognized for a Pharmacy Practice Excellence in Clinical Practice and Service Award, which is recognized for a student who has made significant contributions to patient care. Molly dedicates her pen to her friends and family for their love and support during these difficult times. Our next graduates will be hooded by Dr. Rachel Nida, Assistant Professor in Pharmacy Practice, and Dr. Kimberly Cripps, Clinical Instructor of Pharmacy Practice. And our graduate is Dr. Stephanie Melby from Bloomington, Minnesota. Stephanie earned her Bachelor of Science in Nutrition from the University of Minnesota prior to studying at UNE. She dedicates her pen to Karen and Jeff Melby. Thank you for being loving, caring, and my biggest support throughout my journey in school. Dr. Derek Melzar of Burlington, Massachusetts, graduating summa cum laude. Derek earned his BS in biology from the University of Massachusetts Amherst prior to studying at UNE. He will be working as a community pharmacist after graduation. He dedicates his pen to Alice, his girlfriend. Thank you for all your love and support these past several years. Dr. Bianca Torrey Miller from Brooklyn, New York. Bianca Torrey graduated with her Bachelor's of Science from LIU prior to studying at UNE. She dedicates her pen to her mom and sister. Through the continuous challenges in life, I'd like to thank you for keeping this butterfly surrounded by positive energy. I love you. Dr. Hassan Masada from Miami, Florida. Hassan studied at Miami-Dade College prior to studying at UNE. He plans on working in community pharmacy after graduation. He dedicates his pen and says, Nabal, Nabal, thank you. Dr. Fabian Nguyen from Pasadena, California. Fabian earned her biology degree from the University of California, Los Angeles, prior to studying at UNE. She plans to work in community pharmacy practice. She dedicates her pen to her family, Mom, Grandma, Grandpa, Uncle Julian, Aunt Mimi, my best friend Tiffany. Thank you for your constant love and support. I couldn't have done any of this without you. Dr. Huang Nguyen from San Jose, California. Huang earned her BS in microbiology degree from San Francisco State University prior to studying at UNE. She dedicates her pen to her parents, her brother Jason, cousin Teresa, and boyfriend Orlando. Thank you for your constant love and support throughout the years. Our next graduate will be hooded by Dr. Ji Nguyen, class of 2018 UNE College of Pharmacy. And our graduate is Dr. Roddy Nguyen from Boston, Massachusetts. Roddy earned his BS in Pharmaceutical Sciences from MCPHS prior to studying at UNE. He will be working at Walgreens Pharmacy after graduation. Roddy dedicates his pen to his mom, dad, and baby sister. I wouldn't have made it this far without your support. I love you. And our next graduates will be hooded by Dr. Haley Choi, Assistant Clinical Professor of Pharmacy Practice, and Dr. Steve Sutton, Associate Professor of Pharmaceutical Sciences. And our graduate is Dr. Hoon Nguyen from Braintree, Massachusetts. Hoon earned a BA in Biology, minor in Human Physiology at Boston University prior to studying at UNE. She will be doing clinical research at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center after graduation. Ultimately, she plans to pursue a career in oncology as an oncology clinical specialist. She dedicates her pen to her mom and dad. Mom and Dad, there are never enough words to describe how lucky and thankful I am to be your daughter. I wouldn't be the person I am today and able to get to where I am now without your support, sacrifice, and unconditional love. Thank you for everything. I love you. Dr. Araba Odom from Haymarket, Virginia. Wow. It's quite a fan section. Araba earned her public health degree from George Mason University prior to studying at UNE. After graduation, she plans to be happy and healthy. She dedicates her pen to her family and friends, of which a few are here today. The true MVPs. You guys have literally been part of this journey from beginning to the end. Thank you for your constant support and prayers. Dr. Moni Sala Oyibala from Buffalo, New York. Moni Sala earned her bachelor's in medicinal chemistry and mathematics prior to studying at the University of New England. After graduating, she plans to get a job and pay off those student loans. She dedicates her pen to Martins Oyibala. Thanks for your prayers and support. I appreciate all that you do for me. Dr. Joseph Parisi from Chester, New Hampshire. Joseph dedicates his pen to his family. Thank you for always being there for me and supporting me through all these years. I could not have done this without you all. Dr. Haley Park from Orange County, California. Haley earned her chemistry degree from California State University prior to studying at UNE. She dedicates her pen to her family, Mom and Dad, Dylan, Hazel, Chloe, and my best friend, Janice. Thank you, my lovely family and my best friend, Janice, for your endless love and support this last 4 years. Love you all so much, and I give all the glory to God. Dr. Purvi Patel from Camden, Delaware. Purvi earned her BA in biology degree prior to studying in her Doctor of Pharmacy program at UNE. Purvi dedicates her pen to her loving family and friends. Dr. Cassandra Pedro from Lebanon, Maine. Cassandra did her pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. She will be working as a pharmacist at Walgreens after graduation. She dedicates her pen to her family. I love each and every one of you and cannot express how blessed I am to have all of you in my life. Dr. Joshua Petrosor from Portland, Oregon, graduating magna cum laude. He earned a biology degree from Portland State University prior to studying at UNE. His plans after graduation are to find a job in Oregon. He dedicates his pen to Aniela Petrosor. I love you. Our next graduates will be hooded by Dr. Chun Hao Tu, Associate Professor, Social and Administrative Pharmacy, and Dr. Catherine Sawicki, Assistant Clinical Professor, Pharmacy Practice. And our graduate is Dr. Madeline Pryor from Hooksett, New Hampshire. Madeline is graduating summa cum laude. She was the Dean's Ambassador at UNE. She did her pre-pharmacy studies at the UNE Biddeford campus. Madeline will be doing a PGY1 ambulatory care residency at Novant Health Forsyth Medical Center in Winston-Salem, North Carolina after graduation. She's being recognized for the Pharmacy Practice Academic Excellence Awards, which recognizes outstanding academic achievement in pharmacy practice courses. She dedicates her pen to Jeff and Corinne Pryor. Parents, thank you for loving me and putting up with all of my craziness throughout pharmacy school. I couldn't have done it without your support. Dr. Sarah Ralston from Baldwinville, Massachusetts. After graduation, Sarah will be doing a PGY1 pharmacy residency at the VA Medical Center in Augusta, Maine. She dedicates her pen to her parents, Suzanne, Rodney, Bruce. I'd like to present this pen to my parents. Thank you for all of your love and support. Our next graduate will be hooded by Dr. Emily Wilson, UNE College of Pharmacy class of 2016. And our graduate is Dr. Lindsay Parmalee from Cleveland, Ohio. Lindsay earned her BS Biological Sciences degree from UNE prior to studying in the Doctor of Pharmacy program. Lindsay will be doing a PGY1 pharmacy residency at Portsmouth Regional Hospital after graduation. She dedicates her pen to her family. Mom and Dad, thank you for encouraging me to be my best. Jeff, thank you for always being my partner and cheerleader. Our next graduate will be hooded by Dr. Alicia Heckman, pharmacist at Hannaford Pharmacy. And our graduate is Dr. Brittany Sorbello from Dover, New Hampshire, graduating summa cum laude. Brittany did her pre-pharmacy studies at the UNE Biddeford campus. She will be completing a residency at Wentworth Douglas Hospital after graduation. Brittany dedicates her pen to her mom, dad, Austin, and Yuli. Thank you, Mom, Dad, Austin, and Yuli for supporting me in everything I do. You mean the world to me. Dr. John Ryan Stackhouse from Wakefield, Massachusetts. John Ryan did his pre-pharmacy studies at the University of New England. He has accepted a position with CVS Pharmacy in Boston. He dedicates his pen to Mary and Al Romano, his grandparents. Thank you both for helping me through every step of my life. I couldn't have done it without your love and support. Dr. Sarah Stafford from Muskegon, Michigan. Sarah graduated with her bachelor's degree from Northern Michigan University prior to studying at UNE in biochemistry. She dedicates her pen to her family for their endless support. Dr. Aaron Stanley. Aaron did his pre-pharmacy studies at the UNE Biddeford campus. After graduation, he will be working at CVS. He dedicates his pen to his loving family. Dr. Nick Tardif of Freeport, Maine. Nick was a Dean's Ambassador at UNE. He dedicates his pin to his grandfather, Nelson Tardif, for fighting cancer because we don't quit. Our next graduates will be hooded by Dr. Guru Chadha, Assistant Clinical Professor, Pharmaceutical Sciences, and Dr. Michaela Fiori, Assistant Clinical Professor, Pharmacy Practice. And our graduate is Dr. Kevin Tran from Orange County, California. Kevin earned his Bachelor of Science in Biology at the University of California, Irvine prior to studying at UNE. His plans after graduation are to pass the board exams and continue to volunteer serving my community. He dedicates his pen to his grandparents. I'm thankful to my professors, mentors, family, and friends for your continued support throughout the years. Dr. Natalie Underdown of Cape Elizabeth, Maine, graduating summa cum laude. Natalie will be she did her undergraduate pre-pharmacy studies at UNE, and she will be completing a PGY1 residency at the University of Vermont Medical Center after graduation. Natalie's being recognized for our distinguished Dr. Douglas H.K. Cornerstone Award, which recognizes the graduating student's commitment to the College of Pharmacy mission, embodying a passion for service, a commitment to scholarship, and a dedication to academics. She recognizes Kyle DeVerns. Thank you for being the best dance partner I could ask for and for being my shining light at the end of this journey. Dr. Esperance Uwamahoro from Marietta, Georgia. Esperance earned a bachelor's in biology degree from the University of Southern Maine prior to studying at UNE. She plans on working in community pharmacy. She dedicates her pen to Henry, her partner, Mike, and Kirsten, parents away from home, and her family. It's been a long journey, and I couldn't have made it without your constant love, support, encouragement, and patience. Thank you for being here today. I love you all. Dr. Ivan Vugosi from Michigan. She graduated with her bachelor's degree in geology from Cameroon and also her associate's degree in science from Oakland Community College prior to studying at UNE. She dedicates her pen to her late mother, to her husband, and children. I'm dedicating my degree in pen to my late mom, who started this journey with me and died exactly 2 years today, and to my husband and kids. Thank you for being my biggest supporters and being patient with me. I love you all. Our next graduate, one more, Dr. Erica Weber from Lewiston, Maine. Erica earned her medical biology degree from the University of New England prior to studying her Doctor of Pharmacy degree. She will be working at CVS Pharmacy. Erica dedicates her pen to her loving family. And our next graduate is Dr. Joanna Zenakakis from Valhalla, New York. Joanna graduated from a Bachelor's of Science in Biology from Mercy College prior to studying at UNE. After graduation, she will be working at CVS Pharmacy. She dedicates her pen to Vasilios Zenakakis, her father, for all the hardships you had to overcome to provide a great life for your family. Dr. Sharon Minish Yal from Anderson, South Carolina. Sharon graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Health Sciences prior to studying at UNE. Upon graduation, she is pursuing her career in the greater Chicago area. She dedicates her pen by thanking God for his provisions and many family and friends for their support, her parents for continually modeling excellence, and Momsy for being there every step of the way, most importantly to her loving husband, Nicholas, for countless sacrifices and endless patience. Over and over, you help make my dreams come true. I love you and can't wait for our next adventure. And Dr. Melissa Zenzer from Harrisville, Rhode Island. Melissa graduated from Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences with her BS in Health and Human Sciences prior to studying at UNE. She plans on returning home to Rhode Island, where she will be able to continue her career working in retail pharmacy for her patients. She dedicates her pen to Michael and Diane Gravel, her parents. Thank you for encouraging me and caring for my animals during this time. I cannot express how appreciative I am of everything you've done.
Great. Thank you, Dr. McCall, and thank you all. I now call upon Dr. Wallace Marsh to tell us about the oath of the pharmacist and to lead our graduates in the recitation of the oath. Dr. Marsh?
Graduates, in the nice big blue folder you were given, somewhere in there is one of these. It has the oath of the pharmacist. Please get it up, please. And please stand. All right, the oath of a pharmacist is a commitment to remain a competent practitioner and to be a caring health professional. It is our privilege today to witness your transition from being pharmacy students to committed pharmacy professionals. Pharmacy is a noble profession. The role of the pharmacist has grown and evolved over time. Your guidance and advice as the medication expert will be regularly sought to improve symptoms, health, and wellness outcomes, as well as when to seek medical attention. Stay current, be observant, mindful, creative, and enthusiastic as you define your professional commitment wherever you end up practicing. I invite you to truly live and be examples of this pledge in order to advance our profession as well as help our communities. This time I ask all the Doctor of Pharmacy graduates, along with any pharmacists in the audience, and faculty to please rise and join me in reciting the oath of the pharmacist. For those of you in the audience, the oath of the pharmacist should be in the program. All right, all together. 1, 2, 3. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will apply my knowledge, expertise, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept the lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am trusted by the profession. Dean McCarthy, Provost Hamilton, honored. Dean McCarthy, Provost Hamilton, honored guests, faculty, professional staff, families, and friends. We present to you the University of New England College of Pharmacy, Class of 2019. Congratulations and best wishes. Graduates, you may be seated.
Thank you, Dean Marsh. Thank you all for sharing this great day in the lives of our graduates, the College of Pharmacy, the University of New England, and the profession of pharmacy. I would like to extend my own personal congratulations and best wishes to our graduates. To you, I say, job well done. I also would like to acknowledge those who have made this great event possible today, University and College of Pharmacy professional staff and others. We have Renee Dana and Peg Donovan, who really were instrumental in setting up this entire event. We have Pauline Dombrowik, Peggy Mowat, Natalie Perry, Carrie Snyder, Allison Spees, Lauren Woodward, Marie, right? Marie's here, yes. And Marie, and our Dean's Ambassadors, Jamie Dugan, Alyssa Hinkle, Jennifer Hammond, Elizabeth Connolly, and Grace Kim. We also had musical performances by the Portland Brass, and I was going to say musical performances by our photographers, but that's not the case. Our photographers, Life Touch Studios and Jeff Schur Photography. And as mentioned earlier, this ceremony is being live streamed and recorded and will be available for viewing at a later time. For that, we thank Mr. David Dadiego. Please join me in acknowledging all these people who have made this event run smoothly. We will be having a reception under the tents on the campus green, and later faculty will be available for photographs with the graduates in the College of Pharmacy building. In closing, I ask that the audience please remain seated until the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates have recessed. Ready? I'm so glad we had this time together just to celebrate that we belong. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes a time we have to say so long. This hooding ceremony is now adjourned. Safe travels, everyone.
you.